Well, hello everyone. How are you? Are you feeling good today? I know it's a gloomy day, honey, but it is a beautiful day for me today. A couple of things are happening that brings joy to my heart. It's my baby's birthday. She turned 23 today. And now I'm also about to talk to one of my gems, one of my sweethearts, one of my sisters, one of my pioneers of the Miss Full Figure DMV pageant. Oh my God, I can go on and on and on and on. I'm about to rap on and on and on and on about this pretty lady, someone that I adore, someone that I seek counsel from time to time, someone that I invest myself in and my time, and she invested back into me. And I can go about a million miles a minute talking about this beautiful lady. But you know what? What's the purpose of doing that when she's here with me? No other than my sister, my friend, my love, Miss Mimi Benjamin. Hi, baby. Hey.
Lorraine, I want to say something. First of all, that was can you hear me? That was a heck of a intro. Thank you. And I want to apologize because if you know anything about my big sister, Miss Lorraine, oh gosh, I would have get this face, honey, but I just got in from New York, so I'm like, yeah. But so my apologies because when you show Lorraine, she's not gonna show up lackluster. So yeah, my bad, Lorraine. Don't look. Charge it to my mind and my heart, girl.
Look, it's a-okay. The fact that you still are here with me when you was just in New York, giving some people some good information, sowing into some seeds there. So I'm okay with it today. The good thing is you got natural beauty, so it takes care of everything else. So I'm good with that. Yes, puckle puckle, baby, you're beautiful. I love it. I love it. Well, first I want people to, before I go into how our journey began together and our roads align with each other, I just need people to know where you are right now. I know that you've made some major changes despite the way the world has changed for us. When I say us, I mean everybody. Despite it, you have made some amazing changes. Just tell us now where people know where you are right now. Just tell us where you are right now, what you're doing, your titles that you are currently fulfilling, and things of that nature. Go ahead, sweetheart.
Okay, well, hello everyone. My name is Aqila Benjamin, and like most of us, I wear many crowns as a multi-entrepreneur, multi-executive. I am the CEO of Because You Can Creative Consulting and Coaching Firm, and that's my business where I help people elevate and strategize and apply pressure to themselves when it comes to navigating their own success. I'm the COO of Harvest Focus, which is the largest Black-owned substance abuse and mental health company here in North Carolina, and the CEO is Jasmine Hoyle. And she's also I am also the vice president of her sister company, the Ultimate Sacrifice, which is a nonprofit organization that enhances professional development. Provides professional development and oh my gosh, so many different things, resources, essential things, all while doing it with a holistic approach. And I'm also the creator of Network Your Ass Off, which is a brand building seminar that teaches you the fundamentals of networking, and also the creator of NetworkCon, which is a foundational conference that teaches you how to elevate in your career, no matter where you are, no matter what you want to do, and it's going to help guide you into the right direction.
Well, there it is. There it is. And if you missed all of those beautiful titles there and obligations, because you must understand that when she took those titles, she understood they were going to be some obligations.
Woo!
And that is what she is groomed and graced with, the ability to commit and obligate herself to everything that she puts in front of her. If you missed it, you can go to at the fuller side of things on IG. Everything is listed up in her bio, sweetheart. You won't miss a thing. Trust me. We
Hold on, wait. I didn't tell them that I am the Miss 2017 photogenic. Period. I mean, with that, honestly, and some other titles. What was it, Miss Social? Because I'm about to really
don't
flex because
worry,
we got to talk
sister.
about where we started. You know
I'm
what I'm
about to
saying?
tell them right now about who you are and how important you are. Because, like I began in the beginning of this conversation, Mimi is part of the Fantastic 10 that are pioneer delegates for the 2017 Miss Full Figure DMV pageant. They was the first set of delegates, and they are what we would call our sisters in nature because they started this sisterhood. MSFF DMV wouldn't be where it is today if we didn't have our starter lineup. You know, you're my starter lineups, my starter girls. Let me tell you, honey, they only had me. Okay, they only had me, and that's all they had to bounce off of, and I had them. So it was one of the most important years of this organization, and that's why we're now celebrating 5 years of pageantry excellence in the DMV area.
Lorraine,
So
5 years.
5 years, baby, 5 years. To
Man.
kind of give you a overview, I'm going to pop up a little picture here,
Oh
and
goodness.
this is our starting lineup.
I remember this day like the back of my hand. We were at where was we at the Lincoln Memorial?
We was at the Lincoln Memorial,
Yes. Oh my gosh.
and Miss Mimi was bashing it
Ah!
with us.
Ah!
That was the beginning of your transitioning
Oh
too.
yeah.
When you started back in 2017, and I remember when you came into the Miss Full Figure DMV audition process. Just take us back to that day and what you was thinking when you had that phone call and when you first met Miss Lorene.
Okay, so if I'm always gonna be transparent and it's I came from so many different types of sisterhoods prior to the Miss Full Figure DMV one, and I got kind of got screwed over. I got just dragged through the dirt for no apparent reason, just being myself. And you know how sometimes people be like, man, I didn't even do nothing. They really was the culprit. No, I really was putting my best foot forward before I got into this organization. So I was extremely skeptical, right? I was extremely, extremely skeptical because, I was blessed. There's a lot of people who join organizations because they don't have a sisterhood or they don't have family. I was always blessed to have, be close with my sisters and my mom and stuff like that. But there was nothing like being around like-minded women that wanted to elevate in different ways, right? Because you have different interests. So being burnt so badly, I just was like, I don't know about this, but I was like, let me just go forward with it because I've heard so many good things, and just because one organization treated me a certain way, that doesn't mean that the next will, right? So because I was just still hungry for that connection. So I remember I remember the first phone call, and it was real straight.
Mm.
It was real straightforward. It was straightforward. Hold on, wait. I'm gonna tell you the first phone call, the first meetup, and then the call after that. I'm gonna tell you about that.
Go
So,
ahead, baby.
all right. So, the first phone call was very straightforward about the organization, tell me everything. I'm like, okay. So when I went, it was so interesting because don't you know how you go into a group of, I even teach these in my workshops now. One thing I do struggle with, and a lot of people don't disagree, but a lot of things I struggle with is going into spaces with, other black women, and sometimes they're not as open and as friendly when you to network and learn more and things like that. So I always make sure I insert myself more. And granted, it has gotten a lot better over the years because we understand we have to come together a lot more when it comes to networking, but I was very apprehensive, but everybody was so welcoming. Even, even the delegates that were there, no one was looking at the other person like, what's going on? So I was like, man, this is too good to be true. I don't got time for this foolery to just, sneak up on me, right? I called Lorene. So mind you, the first phone call was pretty smooth, and then the meetup was even smoother. So I said, mm-mm. I said, mm-mm. I called Lorene. I said, hey, how you doing? It's going to be a problem that I'm gay. I was just very upfront about it. And her response, so you have to understand when you talk to Lorraine, she's very poised. I don't think I've ever seen you, you know, granted, I've seen you have fun, but I've never seen you get out of character, you know. Um, and your response was so calm and so soothing, but so direct. And it hit hard for me because I love the fact that you were just like, I don't care who you are. I don't care who you love, right? I want you to basically, in a nutshell, you just was like, I want you to come in here, do what you need to do, be a best representative of yourself, because we're going to accept you no matter what. It's just up to you how you take this from this point forward. Your sexual orientation. Now, granted, did I know that so many people in the organization was LGBT friendly or LGBT family? No, but it was such a smooth and welcoming environment. You know, I tried to pick apart, you know, because I was so damaged before. I tried to pick apart the what can happen, like what's the worst. And I promise you, this was the one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life.
Let me tell you, you know, I'm glad that you brought that up because you know what? Some people still struggle with that. I still have people who are not sure because they feel like they're going to be judged or treated differently because of who they love. I mean, everybody know I'm a heterosexual woman. I have a husband and all that good stuff. But love is love. I always believe love was love. I don't have to do any. What you do with somebody in your presence of your bedroom is on you. However, whoever you love, that should be celebrated in the bedroom and outside of the bedroom. So why should I make you feel like you can't do that? That doesn't make
Yeah,
any sense to me.
yeah,
And that was even before I personally found out that we had so many in the community as well who
right.
was part of the organization because it really doesn't matter. It
Yeah,
doesn't matter because we're all human. We needed to focus on humanity. And the whole purpose of this process is to make sure you do have a foundation of true sisterhood,
yeah,
true sisterhood. It's definitely a competition, honey. Don't ever let it sleep on the whole fact that this is a competition, but it's healthy competition. You know, it's healthy. We are women. We're going to definitely, or men, they do it all the time. They size each other up. They looking at each other trying to see what they can do or how they can do better. But the answer is always clear. Only you can be you and only she can be her.
yeah,
It's not going to be the other way around. So I'm glad you had those conversations. I'm glad we were able to get over that because I believe that dropped a big wall for you wouldn't have to feel like I got to always be, you know, guarded on
yeah,
what's going on. So that made me happy. Well, I'm glad you shared that story. You know, I don't know if anybody, you know, I'm sure most of you already know, not anybody. I am very key in on the women who come to be a part of this organization. The organization process is not where it stops. It doesn't stop there for me. I truly invest into the women that I call my sisters. I mean, like you, Mimi, you had your sisters around a whole lot. I know what it's like to lose a sister when she was only 22 years old, taken away from my life, and you know, not really having the opportunity to say, hey, you know, you worthy of this and you worthy of that. And I always prime myself when women come into my life, I don't prejudge.
yeah,
If we have a misunderstanding, we can work it out. I'm not gonna get all in my feelings
yeah.
about things of that nature. We're gonna figure it out. So now we're past the part of you coming in. Let's talk about the work. Did you expect so much work that needed to go into this position?
It taught me so. I when I say I was like having lesson after lesson after lesson after lesson, because when you think that you're a professional or poised and you just have this mindset that I'm good, and then Lorraine comes in and tells you, yeah, you're good, but let me show you how to be better. It was such a humbling experience because I had to like sharpen up on skills or learn new skills that I didn't even think that was relevant, and I still use these skills to this day. Just about inserting yourself at the right time, not, you know, being so eager to oh my gosh, ugh, like not being so eager to be the person that's trying to outshine the other person. Just let it come naturally. Oh my gosh, talk with poise, talk with confidence. And I always thought I talked with confidence, but it was about fine tuning and tailoring it and making it more elegant, if I could be honest. And being in this pageant has really changed how I handle myself in so many situations. Because now, granted, can I turn up? Yeah, I can, but I know that where's that going to take me? I've been in situations, don't get me wrong. There was times in the pageant where, you're not always going to see eye to eye with someone, but that's life, right? You taught us how to pivot. You taught us how to talk it out. You taught us about conflict resolution, and it was so in your face that you couldn't avoid it. So I mean, I took so much in, and as far as the work, I knew there was going to be some work, but I didn't know that it was going to be like life altering work. It was almost like and like a what's it called, a self-awareness boot camp, kind of, if I can really uh, understand. And it taught you just the art of being elegant and poised. I know that was an all over the answer, but that was really like how I got it. Like, honestly, Lorraine, there's certain stuff that because I remember a certain situation, and there's certain, like, I've been in that situations 100 times in the last 5 years. Can't believe it's 5 years. But like, I remember how I handled it then, and I always learned about how I could have handled it better, because you taught us how to be better. Like, this organization, like what you taught us is how to be better. Like, it's all good to be good, but why not be better?
Right. Now, as you know, we can all turn up just a little bit, something, something, something. And I just a little something, something. And but I'm really I'm a stickler on definitely showing people and treating people how you want to be treated. So if
Yeah.
you treat them the same way, you will get that mirror effect back. And one thing a lot of people that grew up with me know that I'm a cusser, I'm a seller, and I'm ready to deck it anytime. Like, I'll go toe to toe, it doesn't matter. But when I started this process, I never used profanity around all of you when we're going through the process. Now, some of you didn't know that I cuss until after the process. Some people was like, I didn't know you, I don't know that, I didn't know that you cuss like that. I said, now you.
I was like, she mad. What she do? Who made her mad? Like, what's going on? Because
Yeah.
you never broke a sweat. It just, I, and when I do still hear you curse, like, to this day, or you'll say something slight, and I just be like, who made her mad? Because she don't do that. Leave her alone. What's going on?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, the reason for that process for me, because I think another thing is the way we communicate with each other is important.
Yeah.
And if we communicate that way, it just come off that way. I mean, ratchet is ratchet, classy is classy. There's no in between in none of
Yeah.
that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You have a hybrid, okay, no problem. But the truth of the matter is, you're going to ask these women to carry themselves with decorum. You better make sure that you do as well.
Yeah.
So that's why I made that choice. Now I'm going to go into this beautiful photograph that shows the day that y'all hit the stage. Booyah.
Ooh! Oh my gosh.
Oh, as you can see,
I still be thinking about that damn dance. Like, I was like, I can't get it together. I thought I was a dancer. I could not get it together.
you was a dancer. That dance was choreographed by my
Ooh,
sister-in-law, Victoria Alogade
ooh,
Skates. And we
huh.
had a ball doing that dance. And you women tore that thing right on up, Mimi. But I remember rehearsals, you was like, well, wait a minute. Hold on. Now do what? And we doing this in heels. You sure we doing this in heels?
So the reason why is because we got the certain heel requirement. So I was like, wait a second, what kind of heel we doing it in? Because look now, because I know we can't use that platform heel, during the pageant. So it was just kind of like, look now. But I remember afterwards, we all just kind of looked at each other like, y'all, we did it. Like, okay, we did it. Woo. But I remember just being so alive.
Uh-oh, you went out.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Somebody was
Okay,
calling.
looking to the left and then looking to the right. And I just remember not feeling alone. Like, yes,
Mm.
it is a competition. Don't get me wrong. It is a fierce competition. It's not something you should take lightly. But, but it was so powerful to have my sisters there. I remember that moment looking over, and because when you're looking out in the crowd, you can't see a lot, but you could see everything, if that makes sense. So it was just
Mm-hmm.
like, you about to go up there. You ain't been no damn dancer. Now you got to go up there and bust a move. It was electric. I do remember that.
It was amazing. Y'all did an amazing job, honey. I had my little cape wrapped on, honey. I was like, okay, we're gonna do this. But I didn't
Oh
put that.
yeah.
This is all about my sister Mimi today. And I was really ecstatic when I looked at that picture. I said, man, look how confident they're just ready to take on the world. And the reason why we picked y'all picked the camo and things yourself, because I let y'all pick your own dance outfit, and y'all came up with the camel, and I was like, okay, all right. They like, we gonna take this war on. We done been through war.
Yes, yes, yes.
Let's celebrate. So Mimi also took advantage of what we call our auxiliary optional categories. The optional categories are not required to win the maid crown. It's another opportunity to take home another crown. Well, my baby, she took home our very first crown for Miss Full Figure DMV Photogenic. And baby, this is what that photo looked like.
I remember taking this picture. So let me tell y'all, I begged my coworker. And you know what? This is don't try this at home. But I remember, like, I was like, man, because at that time, granted, we go through quite a bit, right? But I had no money. I had no money. I put, and there's a financial obligation. So I remember saving up my money to be in a pageant, but I literally had no money. And that is a dress that I borrowed from my sister's wedding and a necklace piece that I got from a swag bag and everything like that. And I said, Mimi, just go for it. Like what's the worst that can happen? And I remember begging my coworker to let me, like, to close down the store at the harbor to go and take that picture. We snuck out, closed the store, went up the street and took the picture. So, and I say that, and you know what? I never even told that story. I say that because I think that people think that you have to have all of this money to be great and all of these possessions to be great. Everything was borrowed. So, and I did that on my camera phone. So I
And
understand.
no,
Nobody knew that.
listen. It's all about asking. If you don't ask, you won't get an answer. And then we could use a fancier word. It's called sponsorship.
Period. Oh yeah. Oh, honey, sponsorship that got me through my life, like to this
It
point.
don't have to be monetary. It can be of goods.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I love. But do you remember? Okay, so I'm putting it back up because it says every woman has a queen living inside of her. Don't be afraid to let her out. And that was on a picture. Now let me just be very clear, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies, and especially I see that we have a couple of our current 2021 delegates on. Hello, everyone. I see our current Queen Ebony is on. Hello, beautiful. Uh, don't do no selfies, honey, because they won't pass my test. She got away with it because that thing went up and it wasn't a selfie. Someone took the photo of her and it looks good. So let's be very clear. You send a selfie to Miss Lorraine for Miss Photogenic, it will bounce back like a bad check.
Oh no,
Okay?
seriously.
Don't
Do
do
not.
that.
Lorene knows everything and she sees everything. So please.
It is right, but that was one of we love it. And you know what? I was telling some of the other ladies we was talking about this because the pictures are posted and it's a vote on the audience is are the ones who voting, not the judges. So I was telling some ladies, said, listen, you better talk to your friends and your family, honey, because the ones that you think that's supposed to be voting for you, they sticking that little anonymous card and
Oh
somebody.
my gosh. I even had somebody that came on my behalf and said, I loved your picture, but there was a young lady that picture I love. And honestly, like, yes, you want okay. So pushing people to come to the event is what you're supposed to do, right? Just make sure that the team that's coming is your team, is your squad, is your like for you. Because there was when I the last pageant that I went to, it was a tough decision for me to vote. And I knew a couple of people, that was up there for the Miss Photogenic, and I was like, damn, this was a really good kind of this was a good run. So and I made my decision, but it was just one of those things where even though I knew who I was already going to vote for in my mind, it did make me look twice at the pictures like, wait a second now, these pictures are fire and you want to be fair. You want to be
Yeah.
fair.
Yes, and it makes sense, but I definitely you won that thing, baby, and it was good. Along with winning, as you already know, Mimi is a social media guru and was named social media correspondent when she was doing things with District of Curves, which she later actually received an award for that I was there to see. Boom, bang, boom, That is our family right there. Also, Joy Moreland, which is also Miss Photogenic 2018, and then she also had
Yes.
her award there as well. And Miss Relita Clark, our queen, our inaugural queen, and Miss Lorraine.
Yes. Yes.
Because
Yes.
it means a lot to me, and it says so much about our history. And
Yeah.
I just love the fact that you went in, and once you realized that the walls can be broken down,
Yeah.
you went in full force. You wasn't playing. I mean, even though I know there's stories about things that didn't work out. You know, I know you had to figure out things with your gown and some other stuff. I mean, but you kept pushing, baby. Which is something you've been doing since I known you. Is that your energy can be depleted, but you find a way to bring that
Yeah.
energy back up and level up and do whatever you need to do. And every time your energy drop, baby, it seems like it's a pass. When you come back, it's like, whoa, 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 where'd she go? You know, what
Mhm.
happened? And to be a part of your journey and be a part of who you know, who makes, you know, who you are is something that I take a lot of pride in as a sister. You know, as a sister, I take a lot of pride on. So on that same year, this is our auxiliary royal court. It was Mimi
Look at us. Oh my gosh.
and Capri. We have our Miss Full Figure DMV, photogenic talent and swimwear. And each one of these ladies are doing amazing,
Yeah.
amazing things in the social media world and in other things as well, honey. We already know Demetria was hitting that. Oh, honey, she was hitting that Beyonce, honey. She
Yeah,
tore
honey.
that thing
That she tore it up. Yeah, she
she
did.
did. And then, of course, Capri swimsuit was beautiful.
Oh,
And she wore that thing very, very well
effortless. Yeah.
at it as well. So let's move on to the fact of, you know, crowning moment happened, and this was our very first road course. So I feel like this picture is a little cheesy a little bit, but I still love it. It's us. It's what it is. Hello, everybody. That's us.
Dang. It's like I see pictures. Don't get me wrong, but to really reflect and just think about how long ago that was, and just how everyone in this picture has elevated. I see, and
Everyone.
that speaks to the organization. That speaks that it's it's you know what you taught me, the biggest lesson you taught me: quality over quantity. That is
Amen.
that is the biggest lesson, that if I could take anything away from this sisterhood, is quality over quantity.
Amen. You know, let's not get it twisted. This is still a business. My
Yeah,
business is the Lorraine Rawls Experience LLC. I'm the producer and the director of the Miss Full Figure DMV pageant. There is a business in place. So that means that, yes, you have to incur finances to be able to produce this show. But overall, I'm not going to just pick and have anybody be a part of this organization because I care about our reputation. When you say
yeah,
Miss Full Figure DMV, you gotta look at listen to the name behind it. Now, granted, we have some women who may have felt like they didn't have the best experience. Maybe they felt like they was jilted in some type of way. I cannot really tell them why they feel that way or help with that situation because my goal was always to treat everyone on the same level. I don't think I teach or treat people differently based on who they are. You're going to
no,
get the same Miss Lorraine no matter who you are or what you do in this world. So you have to be honest with yourself. Sometimes people put their own insecurities on other people to make
yeah,
them feel better on what happened in their situation. You got to be able to grow within. You got to be able to understand that it's going to require growth, and you got to be honest with yourself. You know, so
yeah,
if you can do those things, then this will be an amazing situation for you. Because just like that, this day was when we was back on the stage and my inaugural queen royal court was on the stage and ready to pass on their crowns. And at that very moment, I remember you were talking to Charmaine because Charmaine came to me, and I don't know if you know, I know. You was like, I don't see why they don't give everybody a crown. Everybody should have a crown. When you was talking to Charmaine, had no idea that we was about to crown her our 2018 Miss Full Figure DMV ambassador. And I remember you just falling like, oh my God, you are, you know, you felt so happy
this
for
is
her.
because when you sit back and reflect on your tribe. Let's talk about tribe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Charmaine, that one there, she never this is what you installed in us, right? Because I love everyone that won a crown. It wasn't no like to me, I felt like who was supposed to get what they got what they got what they deserve, right? And
Mm-hmm.
with Charmaine, what I noticed about her was that she did not get a crown, right? She did not get a crown, but that did not stop her for exceeding obligations, or not even obligations, but exceeding her support. And I then when I found out how far she was driving to come and help you with things and X, Y, and Z. I said, well, damn. I mean, maybe we should just get her a crown real quick. Because at the end of the day, I know that she didn't do it for the crown. She did it for the love of the organization. So just when I saw that, even though I should have known, you always got something going on. I saw that, it made my heart smile because I know what it feels like to not to be recognized, right? Even though she was thoroughly recognized, but I know how that feels, right? I know how that feels to not to be appreciated or not to see the value in that person or to feel like they're replaceable. And even though we didn't even have that culture in our organization, and we still don't, and that's just that, it just but it was one of those things was like, okay, what can we do? And I remember thinking, like, I want to talk to Lorraine to see if I can help with anything because I would love for her to get recognized because she shows up. And you can love, she shows up more than other people that have participated. And that's, not me being shady, it's the truth, because no, it's not no hard feelings, but there's some people who, did it and, didn't, just kind of didn't stay as active, but Charmaine did. And she's extremely thorough and she's a genuine soul. So I was genuinely happy for her in that moment. And then spoke again on the organization. I said, this damn Lorraine got us all. Lord, I just knew. I should have known. I should have known.
Well, she definitely deserved it, and I'm glad that you've seen it, and like others seen it as well. And you, of course, you think about the levels of the pageant. An ambassador is basically someone who competed in the pageant, who not only competed, stayed around to embrace and uplift what was going on with the future of the pageant. And I don't crown ambassadors every year. We crowned another ambassador last year, Miss Tisa, and she was amazing as well. We just was like, I thought she was going to be devastated and not place because she didn't place. However, she stayed around and said, Miss Lorraine, I'm going to do whatever you need me to do, whatever we can do together. And I granted that she deserved to be recognized for what she did, just as Charmaine. And I did counsel with Charmaine when I picked the next ambassador as well, because she is the epitome of what that is. But I appreciate you in your mind saying, well, look, now we're going to figure this out because I see it too. But I
Yeah.
also appreciate that you know me better.
Oh,
You know me better.
if you didn't, like, say for example somebody else brought it to your attention, I just see you, like, you're absolutely right. Like, that's one thing I do love. And again, Lorraine, I always, I talk about you in almost all my workshops, whether you know it or not. And just kind of how you because you're such a, I don't get easily inspired. I know that's a terrible thing to say, but I've been around so many people that I thought was one thing and then they were actually like not great people. So I don't get easily inspired, or I don't call everybody my mentors. But like people like you, people like Reggie, Tree, Mikkel, I sit back and I really am blessed to have people that I can literally look up to. So the fact that when you did that, it just enhanced it. It just really, really enhanced how I view you and how I am honestly grateful for this organization and what you guys have taught me and installed in me.
Well, I'm excited about it all. Let me tell you something. I know that you had some challenges. You heard that clap, boom. When you told people what your idea was, our ambassador, I just showed her, Miss Tisa is actually on, and she was saying that she's honored. And Miss Devin Arnold, hi, sweetheart. You just left her, Mimi, in
Yes,
New York. I am so proud of you, Devin. You keep pushing, sweetheart. You are doing immaculate things, honey. They ain't gonna be able to say
yes.
nothing to you. But I know when you decided to do your network your ass off, ooh, You had a lot of people with reservations because of the name of it. Well, you know what? Sometimes it requires something to punch you in the gut for you to pay attention to it. And I feel like that was the making behind it. Like, look, I can say butt, I can say tail, but no, when I tell you to network your ass off, you know I mean business. You know, I'm giving you some power behind it. But when I saw you on this stage
You make me scream with these pictures. Yeah, yeah.
at Google
Oh, that's making me emotional. Yeah.
in Washington, D.C., I said, I'm gonna network my ass off with my baby no matter where she go, because who telling where she gonna pop up? But it was so amazing to see, regardless of the fact that and hearing your stories that you have went broke trying to push this narrative for people, have lost some mental stability at one
Mm-hmm.
point because it was so stressful and strenuous. But moments like that,
Yeah.
it shows the reward when you continue to push. And
Yeah.
that right there, beautiful. I just wanted to show you that just to keep reminding you that you're worthy of everything that you put out there. And although
Yeah.
people don't understand it right away, they'll learn or they can move on. They
Yeah.
will learn or
Yeah.
they can move on. You can understand.
Yeah.
I know some people are seasonal and some people are lifetime. And that's just what it is. I didn't have people in and out of my life who are seasonal. And you know what? That's okay, babe. We had a great season. Whether I put some extra bulbs on that tree that year is what
Yeah.
it is what it is. But it's some people that are lifetime. And me, baby, we are lifetime, baby. I don't know how
Oh
we
yeah.
going this is lifetime here. This is not seasonal. I mean, and I'm gonna make sure people understand this. It's been only one time me and Mimi had a situation where we had to step back and relook at each other and say, "Oh no, 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 no." And look, transparency is where I'm going. And and it was a situation that it wasn't like a horrible situation, but it was out of our characteristics of dealing with each other.
Yeah.
And when we regrouped with each other, literally, it took us a matter of 10 minutes to figure this out. It wasn't like 2 days, a week, or what have you. It was a matter of 10 minutes. All that, I'm saying all that to say that relationships are not perfect. Friendships are not
Oh
perfect.
no.
Sisterhood, not
No.
perfect, but it's how you resolve those situations is how you're going to have long lasting stability. And I appreciate the fact that you're willing to put in the work to make sure we have our long lasting stability.
I want to speak on that because y'all have to understand this is and it's so funny because Devin, we were talking about you before you got on here, but one thing people need to understand is, and I spoke at Devin's event, congratulations again, Devin, on your first event of many more.
Mm-hmm.
But we talked about manifesting, right? And people need to understand that manifesting, even though it's what everybody's talking about, it takes a lot of work. I
Yes.
manifest. I went through, but it takes a lot of blows too. I
Yes.
manifested relationships like with you, Lorraine, because I took a lot of hits when it came to people using me, not understanding my value, not realizing what I can do for them, and them draining me, taking from me, stealing my honestly my sanity at certain points. I took a lot of
Right.
hits, but I was able to come back and reflect. And I manifested great people. I manifested Lorraine and Miss Full Figure and DMV and the people that I manifested. When I say my price is my price, but the reason I manifested is because I looked at the issue and I looked at the hurt and the pain and the where I can grow from that, and I put strategy to it. I put action plans. Devin asked yesterday, she said, well, where do we start? How do we start these business? Number one, you got to identify who you are
Mm-hmm.
and identify that I am no one's flunky. I'm no one's somebody to be used. And I am a good sister. I am a good partner. I am a good businesswoman. I do have this knowledge. I do. And then I use those things and I put strategy and planning to it before I move forward to buying websites and all these different things or whatever that you think you have to do. You have to really be one with self. And you have to
Mhm.
visualize and manifest great people in your great network. And Lorraine, you probably been to everything versus some of my family members. Some of my friends that I've gotten jobs for, that I've allowed to stay in my house, that I've fed, that I've supported. You've been to almost everything. And that's why you are going to always be on a higher level in my book. I have a literal list. I've written a list down, because people don't know. I couldn't find the hills. I wanted to show you guys what I was going through in a short period of time. And Lorraine always checked up on me, even when I couldn't even check up on myself. But I have a physical list written down of people that when I said I made a certain amount of money, because it wasn't about money. But I said, when I make a certain amount of money, I'm going to make sure I point to them. Lorraine, you was on the top of the list.
Wow.
If I, if I can tell you that, and if I can say that publicly, I have a physical list that I showed Mika. I said, these are all the people I'm coming back for, because they never allowed me to just stay on the ground. They always picked me up. Even when I couldn't walk, they carried me. So
Wow.
I am grateful for Miss Full Figure DMV. I am grateful for this organization. And honestly, I'm grateful for how much you put into it. You could have just been mediocre about it, right? And just had your name plastered about it. But I've literally seen you sacrifice quite a bit to make sure that every single person that was involved was nurtured and cared for. So I just had to kind of, just put that out there, because it's one of those things that you think it's one thing, but it's deeper. It's way deeper than that.
You fill my heart, sweetheart. I the know that I'm at the top of that list, baby, honey. Let me start doing some scratch off where I can pay some of this
Ah,
as well. But to know that, to hear that fills me in ways that I can't really explain. Sometimes words are not enough, and in this moment, words are not enough for me. I do this selflessly. I don't do this for people to recognize and things like that. Because somebody said something to me. They was like, "Listen, Ray, I'm surprised you don't have that many followers on IG and all this stuff." And I said, "Listen, I learned from my sister, micro influencers start at 50 and above. And so
honey,
that means if I have more 51, then I am doing my job and it's fine, because you know what? Someone will be touched by my story, by my life, and I'll probably be touched by them as well. Coming
yeah,
into this full fledged, not knowing which way to go. The only thing I had was my
yeah,
experience of actually being a delegate in a USA pageant, and I knew what I wanted to envision for when this came a fruition for me. And I say,
yeah,
when these women come out of this, I don't want them to feel like they were in a situation where they didn't get anything tangible from it, whether it was just a book or a pen, but much more memories and experiences and things of that nature. And to hear you say what you're saying, I always knew that we were connected in so many different ways, Mimi. I
yeah.
know that are you're a gem, baby. You're a real gem. I know people say that just to be said. No, you're a real gem, and you only what you let allow in your circle. And sometimes we get some demons in there, but we throw some Holy Ghost on them, honey, if we have to, or some sage. Like we're going to go get our sister
Okay.
help us with the sage, to get these demons out of here. But you are amazing.
Thank you. You are too.
You are worthy. You are beautiful. And I just know that, and one day I'm going to be sitting in the corner of your mansion in the wine cellar enjoying my wine and cheese and strawberries. And y'all can do whatever y'all want in the twerk session around the corner. But I'm going to
Right.
go to the wine cellar, because that's where I'm going to be at when that happens. But when you talk about our sisterhood, and I sat back and I thought about our sisterhood, and my husband and I was talking, and I said, we have our logo. That's an amazing thing. People see our logo. I said, but you know what? We truly are a sisterhood like no other. And
Yeah.
I need a symbol to show that. And I sat down with our designer and came up with our Miss Full Figure DNR crest. And this crest is a symbol of who we are.
Yeah.
That are most people like, oh, is it royalty? I said, no, baby, that stands for Ross. That's for that sweat and tears
Ha!
inside of there. And that circle, if you look close enough, is women hand in hand.
Yeah.
In that circle because that's what we're supposed to be internally. We give ourselves enough space to be who we are, but together we are extremely strong.
Yeah.
And we started this in 2017, and our hashtag is MSFFDMV, baby. I'm living it to the fullest, and I think everybody get an opportunity to do that as well. So that's says a lot about manifestation. And now we're celebrating our 5th year. I got our button on right now. I don't
Ah,
know how folks gonna be able to get it. I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna be able to see it because of the light. Hold on. Let me move the light a little bit. Let me see. I don't think they're gonna be able to see it. Anyway, it's a button that says Miss Full Figure DMV
I
five
love
years of
that.
pageantry excellence. Don't worry, I got one for you. It's a little token of something. But it's just amazing, and to be able to come back, because right now, you think about all. I'm thinking about all the people who was there from the beginning. I know it's 5 years, honey, but it's a big thing. It's a big thing. It's a really big thing.
Yeah.
Well, to end this, I do have your testimony. And I'm not going to read it, but what I'm going to tell people to do is to go to our IG page. It's posted there and on our Facebook page. And go ahead and read it a little bit more with Mimi pulling her heart out by doing this testimonial about her experience with Miss Full Figure DMV. And Mimi, just one more time, tell everybody where they can find you. But before you do that, do you mind giving the women who are currently listening or may listen later a piece of advice by going through this pageant system?
Um, just make sure that when you're getting in there, you come in with a humble spirit. It's more than just having a humble heart. It's a humble spirit because the information and the environment and the vibes and everything to be absorbed properly. Because once you do that, it's literally going to help take you to a level of realization of who you are and loyalty. So come in there and just come in open, come in receptive. Yes, we have all have experience being a part of this. Yeah, oh yeah, I know a little bit about that. That's fine. Okay, right? But it's nothing wrong with learning something new. So come in there with a humble spirit and ready to learn, ready to absorb just genuineness, right? But you can follow me at Fuller Side of Things on Instagram, and I have all of my things up there. I'm sorry, y'all, I got on shorts underneath. I just came straight in the airplane. But go follow me at the Fuller Side of Things. Up there, you'll see Network Con, Network Your Ass Off, because you can creative consulting. Can I do a plug real quick?
Yes, yes,
I'm about
yes.
to launch. I decided to create a program because I had my identity program in all this different serve brain ambassador development, strategy meetings, professional development. But I am, because this is something that's been asked a few times. I am launching only for 10 slots. Um, the Read Like a Boss program is for influencers, CEOs. You're just starting your business. If you're a model, you want to be a speaker, you want to do anything you want, you have to know the foundational things, the professional development along with social media marketing, and understand how to get speaking engagements like this, how to get use media. So I have that, honestly, like even building that program out, I think about what I went through with Full Figure DMB, and it's that process. So again, Lord, I am very, very humble, and I am blessed to have you. Thank you. I truly love you.
I love you too, sweetheart. And thank you for jetting off the airplane from New York and plucking up your little collar, making sure you got some of the core there, and you sat down and you was there for me and you was able to join us tonight. I'm sure that women who are watching this have just learned and been enlightened in so many ways. And I am personally fulfilled with this as well. And you were running from the airplane. I was running from my daughter's apartment where I was kicked out because I couldn't come to the party because I was too old, for her 23rd birthday little shoo-wah and her sisters and them. But I understand, 23-year-old baby wanna, and they just like all the people around me. They're like, "Mom, nobody can get loosed around you." So you gotta go. And but I just want to also again just humbly say thank you. I love you. I know that you're going to do things that I can only not imagine right now. And when I do see them, I'm going to be blown away. I know that you're going to be around for our fifth anniversary. I know you're going to be there. You haven't missed one yet. So it makes me so excited. So with that said, I'm going to tell you, enjoy the rest of your Sunday, okay? And we'll see each other again. Okay, baby. Thank you. Oh, you froze.
I said, I love you. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, baby. Bye bye. Oh, that was fulfilling, people. That was fulfilling. I'm glad. First, I want to thank everyone who was able to join us. I see a lot of our 2021 delegates. Ladies, I'm so excited that you found time to join us to get to know some of the history of the Miss Full Figure DMV pageant, because we're going into this fifth year and things are happening. It's going to be amazing. If you don't know already, our fifth year, we are introducing a crown that will be coming around every 5 years, which is our Miss Full Figure DMV Ultimate Beauty. It's a state crown. She don't go to nationals. However, she represents us here right in our fair city and the DMV area. Also, our queens for our 2021 fifth anniversary, they are receiving anniversary crowns. Honey, this thing is going to be full of everything. You have got to understand. Although we're still in a pandemic, we do know that everyone won't be able to join us physically in the building. We will be going live via Facebook and social media pages, so stay tuned to that. We will have our popcorn fundraising that's coming out. Support our delegates. Please support our delegates. And then not only that, we're going to have our people choice that's going to be happening. Please also support our delegates in that as well. Uh, I don't know anything else to say. I look forward to more things that we're going to be doing together. You're going to see more lives. We have talked about other platforms that people may have, and we may stand upon other people's platforms, but we have one. We have one. So we're going to stand on ours. We're going to stand strongly on ours the best way we can. And if you haven't already, please follow us on IG and Facebook on Miss Full Figure DMV Pageant, Miss Full Figure DMV Pageant. Our website is www.missfullfiguredmv.com. And last but not least, subscribe to our YouTube.